start off with Dr. Nina Levy. Hi, Nina. How are you, doctor?
Good.
I'm sorry I called you Nina, but I know you, so I'm going to be a little more familiar. We've met a few times, and you and your husband have been very gracious to come on the show. And you have an interesting background because I love my doctors from Europe. I always find them to be, well, a bit more, how do I put it? Your bedside manner is a little more conscientious. And not that our American doctors are not, it's just that it's a different, maybe it's best that you explain this to us because your background is from, at least your medical, Austria, right, I did read that. And what's the difference between the studying of medicine in, let's say, Europe, Austria, and the ones here in the United States?
Well, I studied in Vienna, Austria.
Wow.
I went through my medical school there. I lived there. I grew up there.
Right.
I don't know if there is a difference in bedside manners. It really depends on from person to person.
Right.
You can find here wonderful U.S. graduates that have best bedside manners as well. The approach is a little bit different in medicine. Going through medical school in Vienna, it was not unusual that you would go through homeopathic lectures.
Oh.
It is part of your curriculum to have the option of alternative modalities as well. Your attendings, for example, the guys that you look up to, use in the hospital and their own offices, they use alternative, what we call here alternative.
That's fascinating.
They use the same modalities incorporated in their own daily practice.
Right. So, correct me if I'm wrong, was it the Germans that started out with the homeopathic
Yes.
disciplines? And
the Germans are pioneers in a lot of things in medicine, particularly homeopathy, natural medicine. They have their own database that U.S. physicians use as well. If they're open-minded to that, it's open to the public. They have a big database of a lot of studies done on herbs and be it Chinese herbs or the ones that they use in Europe. So
really?
it is a very well accepted
Right.
practice in Europe.
Now, why do you think that here in the United States there was so much resistance to anything other than what they formulated as the medical criteria here in America?
I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, it's America is a fairly new country compared to Europe, and from there it's just what they used to do for centuries, and it worked. With the science that grew, they incorporated that together. Here, basically, new talents arose and new ideologies, and it's changing. It's changing. There are already a lot of physicians like me that are MDs, conventionally trained, but we do incorporate a lot of alternative medicine in our practice. And even certain medical schools in America now offer lectures and, so to say, alternative medicine curriculum.
Right. You know what I find fascinating is because I've lived as long as I have, and I didn't expect to, but it's nice that I'm reaching a certain plateau in my life that I could say, wow, that has changed. That is nice to see the changes on its way. I'm hearing more and more, because alternative is the word used, how people are embracing the idea of maybe if this doesn't work, maybe I should try this option. And even if the insurance companies don't accept it as a form of therapy, they're willing to go the distance and try something for their own benefit, because after a while you do get tired of the symptomatic or the reactionary issues that some chemicals or what the pharmaceuticals put out there. And I know that you have to understand that they are here to stay. You're never going to take the pharmaceuticals out of the way, at least not in this country. But what I was reading in your brochure, which is beautiful, it really is. She's in Agora Hills, folks, and her number is 818-879-7979. Please write it down, and we'll give you her website in a minute. Actually, I'll give it to you now.
Actually, repeat that number a little slower, Lucas.
A little
Sometimes
slower?
people don't have a pen
Okay.
handy to
All right,
write it
Mindy.
down.
It's too much coffee, I guess, this morning. 818, read my lips, 879-7979. Wow, that was hard. Okay, easy number, folks. Come on, stay with me. Now, what I really love that's in this brochure, and I know paper could hold anything you want to write on when I wrote my brochure, but this is her. This is truly her, because I always interview my folks at least a couple of times, and I had 2 wonderful interviews with her, and her husband was there, and he's a sweet man. When I use the word sweet, it's not diminishing his power as a masculine person. It's just that I like to use that word because I'm a sweet guy. Okay, Medi Wellness. That is your basic title of your practice. Medi Wellness. Yeah. Shifts the focus from illness-based practice to one that emphasizes a proactive approach to wellness with a mission to improve and maintain health, addressing soul, body, and mind. Give us a little more. Try to elaborate on that if you can. I mean, that says a lot. It says everything, because I'm noticing the conditions that you specialize in. She's in internal medicine, so it says a whole lot. But I like the fact that you're dealing with the soul and the body and the mind.
Definitely, yeah. Well, see, my vision when I went into medicine, coming to this country as a foreign graduate from Austria, I already saw the picture that I will go get the base of internal medicine with the idea that I will have a holistic center addressing all issues in a person, not just my own medicine and my own little world, and referring God knows where, not to know what happens with the patient the moment they leave the door. Oftentimes you recommend one or two things, and the patient doesn't feel that he was heard enough, that the physician didn't get the message across, and they end up using a lot of other alternative modalities, because unfortunately conventional medicine doesn't give them their time to spend with their physician and listen truly to what is bothering them.
Right.
It might be the foot down there that hurts, but it could be just because of so many other issues emotionally, sleep deprivation, you name it. Basically, there are other issues, dynamics that happen in their lives that can cause a certain place to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So being board certified in internal medicine, it makes easy for me to see the true problems. Is it acute disease that I need to really send to the hospital, or I need truly to watch for certain lab tests or prescribe some medication? I could do that.
Right.
But first of all, I will see if I can treat that patient with other ways, other alternative ways. If it's lifestyle change, a little bit stress relief, we do use a lot of acupuncture in my office, herbs that will help them with whatever condition they might have, the right supplements. I test for supplements. I test basically for minerals and vitamins deficiencies.
Right.
Because it's very important to, first of all, make sure that the patient has the right nutrition.
Right.
And the right nutrients in their body. They might be looking great, they might be thin, young appearing people, but deep inside their cell might not be really the healthiest.